Good morning, class. Before we begin, please take a deep breath and remember this moment, because what I'm about to tell you will challenge the boundaries of everything you've been taught about our place in the universe. I'm Dr. Elisa Strickland, an astrobiologist, researcher, and most recently a reluctant public speaker. Until a few years ago, I taught quietly at Belmont High School in Los Angeles. I've dedicated most of my life to studying biosystems beyond Earth. Still, it wasn't until Rick Jones, CEO of New Physics Corporation, invited me to consult on a confidential research project that everything I thought I understood about the cosmos changed. That project gave me something I hadn't felt in a long time: infinite hope for the future. Two of my brightest students, Derek Jones and Jenna Collins, pleaded with me to give this talk. At first, I refused. I told them the world wasn't ready. Lately, with global headlines sounding more like science fiction than science fact and rumors about so-called alien greys spreading like wildfire, I realized something. Maybe we are ready. Maybe the best antidote to fear and confusion is knowledge. So today, I'm speaking directly to you, our next generation of explorers, thinkers, and leaders. Students from across Los Angeles and surrounding schools have been invited to this session, and I thank each of you for coming with open minds. This is a speech about science, biology, and truth. Above all, it is about the legacy of a world far older than ours and the woman who rose from its soil to lead a galaxy. Let's begin. We are not alone. That much you already suspect. You may not yet understand how deeply connected we are to life elsewhere and how far behind we are. Today, I will introduce you to a planet officially recognized by the Interstellar Biological Registry and the Galaxy Alliance as Velassara, a Class M terrestrial exoplanet orbiting the G2V type star Zeta Reticuli Y, known in our nomenclature as Zeta-1 Reticuli. Its formal catalog designation is Zeta-1 Reticuli b, but among the Galaxy Alliance's citizens and the planet's inhabitants, it is known as Velassara. Velassara lies within the habitable zone of its parent star, approximately 1.03 AU from Zeta-1 Reticuli, and exhibits a biosphere strikingly Earth-like: nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, large saltwater oceans, tectonic activity, and a moderate axial tilt, creating seasonal variation. It is 5.1 billion years old, roughly 500 million years older than Earth. Its gravity is 0.97 g. In other words, the gravity on Velassara is 97% as strong as Earth's gravity. Its solar input is approximately 98% of what Earth receives from our Sun. In short, it could have been our twin. But Velassara diverged in one critical way. Intelligent life arose not once, but twice. The dominant evolutionary lineage leading to Sanabenga species is formally classified as Homo velassariensis. It is not a primate species. While Earth humans arose from great apes, Homo velassariensis descended from an entirely different tetrapodal line analogous to small night-adapted omnivores. Over millions of years, these beings evolved high encephalization, complex tool use, and advanced genetic engineering capabilities that gave rise to a second sentient species, what we on Earth simplistically call the alien greys. Their scientific designation is specular sapiens. Let me be clear, specular sapiens are not aliens to Velassara. They are native, bioengineered, yes, but fully sentient. They possess a unique blend of adaptive traits: large visual cortices suited for dim light, high cognitive density with low metabolic demands, and near-total resistance to radiation. These traits made them ideal candidates for interstellar exploration using conventional propulsion, long before dark mirror travel existed. But here is where Velassara's story mirrors our own darker truths. Specular sapiens were not initially treated as equals. While they were not enslaved in the traditional sense, their role was profoundly utilitarian. They piloted spacecraft, colonized moons, maintained orbital infrastructure, all tasks deemed too dangerous or inconvenient for Homo 𝑣elassariensis. Over time, they demanded autonomy, language rights, reproductive freedoms, and territorial independence. And when denied, they resisted. Velassara's global history is shaped by a continent-scale conflict, a civil war between two sentient species sharing the same planet. The war ended in a stalemate, and both species realized the cost of continuing would be mutual annihilation. From the ashes of distrust rose an era of cautious cooperation. A unified planetary charter was ratified, declaring specular sapiens and Homo 𝑣elassariensis as co-equal stewards of Velassara. Only decades later, their world was discovered by emissaries of the Galaxy Alliance. That was over 1 million Earth years ago. To give you perspective, 1 million years ago on Earth, Homo erectus had just begun walking upright across Africa. While we hunted with stone tools, Velassara was entering its post-unification renaissance, developing quantum state linguistics, fully conscious AI governance, and early psychogenic transport. Their induction into the Galaxy Alliance began a cooperative interstellar role in diplomacy, ethics, law, and peacekeeping. And then came 𝑺𝒕𝒂𝒏𝒅'𝒔. Born to a specular sapiens enclave, 𝑺𝒕𝒂𝒏𝒅'𝒔 showed early aptitude in mediation, exopolitical systems, and languages, not merely linguistic, but empathic dialects only her species could master. At age 14, she was already an assistant negotiator in cross-species arbitration. At 26, she authored the Velassaran Doctrine of Sovereign Kinship, a cornerstone document now required reading in Alliance universities. But her rise was not welcomed by all. Despite thousands of years of cooperation, some humanoid factions, particularly in outer colonies dominated by Homo-descended species, viewed her ascendancy with resentment. To them, specular sapiens were still synthetic life, tools, artifacts, not citizens. 𝒕𝒂𝒏𝒅'𝒔 challenged that prejudice with diplomacy and brilliance, not force. She built support across planetary blocks for 4 decades, winning even her most bitter adversaries with truth, reason, and undeniable effectiveness. Her appointment as Prime Minister of the Galaxy Alliance was a milestone for Velassara and all engineered intelligences across the Milky Way. Her leadership has brought tangible progress: the demilitarization of contested star sectors, the resolution of the Dalkan crisis, the expansion of dark mirror corridors to underserved spiral arms, and the recognition of Earth as a potential inductee within 50 Earth years, pending our planetary maturation. Which brings us to you. How will Earth respond when 𝒕𝒂𝒏𝒅'𝒔 addresses the United Nations in person? Will we recoil from her appearance, her lack of hair, her large dark eyes, her high-pitched neural voice, or will we see the beauty in a civilization that mastered coexistence where we have yet to begin? You must understand, Velassara is not just a planet. It is a mirror that shows us who we could be and must become. To call �𝒂𝒏𝒅'𝒔 a zeta reticulan is to miss the point. That term is an Earthside nickname rooted in ignorance and 20th century fear. Our folklore does not define her species. She is specular sapiens, and she is our elder. You will see more of her in the coming months. Her diplomatic tour is no longer theoretical. She has visited Earth before, quietly, during a meeting with the Kennedy administration in 1963, a story we will explore later this semester. But for now, I want you to ask yourselves, if you met �𝒂𝒏𝒅'𝒔 face to face, not in a dream or a video, but here, in this room, could you recognize her as family? Because that's what she is. A family member is returning home after a very, very long journey. Thank you.